All right. We'll give this a minute for people to get in here. All right. Let me know when you guys can hear me okay. Going to be a long night, Tony says. Yeah. Yep. Let me just know when you guys can hear me okay. Yeah? All right. Okay. Not surprised that we're going to have issues. Uh, we're not going to have issues. Not a surprise at all. So let's see what transpires as we move along here. So again, I just want to let you know if we have, yeah, right, and they take you down. Yeah, exactly. Um, if we have any issues, I will get right back on as soon as I possibly can. So please just be patient. I mean, it booted me completely offline. I had to try to look and get back in. So obviously, it's not the camera. The camera's brand new. I just bought it, so it's not the camera. So anyway, we'll give it a minute for some people to get back in here. The new camera's amazing. Thank you. It's the top of the line thing that they had, and so I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to get. I want to make sure, you know, get a good one and make sure that it works really well. So hey, Mark or Mac, sorry, just call them pew pew sticks. Yeah, right. Exactly. So pew pews. I love that. That's so funny. Thank you very much for the donation and thanks for saying that. So it's funny. So everything was offline earlier. So I want to talk about that really quickly while we get some people back in the chat. We were sitting at 1,300 people in the chat already at that point when that happened. So that kind of sucks. But, what are you going to do? So anyway, if they were really trying so hard to get more people to watch the CMA Awards, they could have gone about it a different way. I'm being sarcastic, just so you know. I like country music. I like all music. So, but the country music show was on tonight. So everybody was like, you know, oh, YouTube is down. Oh, all right, we'll go watch the Country Music Awards. So, anyway, yeah, that first one just was completely just kicked me right offline altogether. So, what are you going to do? But, so anyway, I want to make sure let's get a few more people. Oh yeah, yeah, it might be the trigger. Right. Yeah, you're right, North Shore Preparedness. She said the word a rifle may be the trigger. It could be. You don't know. Who knows? You know, the video is nice and sharp with the new camera. Well, the old camera, I've been using that old camera, what, about 2 years, I think, something like that. And unfortunately, with a lot of the technology, that's about the shelf life of so many things. Like literally every 2 years, you get done paying for your cell phone because you're paying that extra, $20 or $30 a month on your bill, and the next thing you know, your phone is crap and you got to go buy a new one. So luckily for me so far, and I knock on wood when I say that, um, mine is still doing good because I paid that off about 2 months ago, and I have no intention of getting a new phone anytime. Is a media term when mentioning yeah, exactly. You're right, M Hammer. I'm not going to say either word at the first or the second, but that term was panned by the media. Right. It is absolutely ridiculous, But whatever happened when they actually made things that lasted. Whatever happened to that? Tools, anything. It's all crap now. Nothing is made to last because they want you to go out and buy new stuff. So they make it cheap, they make it inexpensive, and then they go, oh yeah, well, if it just, and that's what the mindset of most people is. Well, it's crap. Who cares? I'll just go buy a new one. It's only another $50 or whatever the case may be. But those stupid phones are expensive. They're like $900 a piece. So they are not cheap. So that's like tell Heather, make that phone last because that's expensive. So you don't go thinking you're getting a new phone right away. All right, so let us now. We're almost back up to 600 people in the chat. We got 165 on the thumbs up. So I'm going to ask right away, real quickly here. If you have not done so yet, please shoot a thumbs up to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the higher up in the ratings we go. So that's a good thing as well. So I would ask you to do that for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. I'm not going to lie. Got to be honest. Again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon and so you get all notifications as well. All right, so let us go back into our discussion. So now people are going to have to watch part 1 to see the first part of this, but we're just going to move on like we were not interrupted at all. And we're going to go on to this thing. So they either want you to sell your pew-pews or they want you to register them through the federal government. Now, let us remember, registration leads to confiscation. Always has, always will. Because at some point down the road, once everybody's done the right thing and you have been a good citizen and you have registered everything that you have, and so now they have a record of everything that you own, they're going to say, oh, yeah, well, guess what? Now this is illegal and that's illegal, so now you need to give them up because we know you have them because you registered them. And if you don't give them up, and you can't say that you lost them in a boating accident or anything like that, they're not going to buy that, okay? So if you've registered it, there's a record, they have it, they're going to want to know where it is, what happened to it, in the whole 9 yards, okay? So that is something that I personally don't think that should be something that is mandated. Now, in New York State, what Cuomo did several years ago when he put in that SAFE Act, which was a piece of crap act, by the way, they reduced the guy. Let me rephrase this. Supposedly, well, what they did do is they banned high-capacity magazines. So if you had high-capacity magazines, you were instructed to get rid of them. Hey, Red Wolves 2015, I think if Biden wants to come for guns and raising taxes, the governments are going to have problems. I could see a second American Revolution happening. I do not disagree with that statement at all. If they start trying to do that, I absolutely could see that happening as well. Thank you very much for the statement, and thank you very much for the donation as well. I do appreciate that. So, getting back to what I was saying here. So they banned high-capacity magazines. They wanted everybody in New York State to register their rifles. Now, I don't know what the compliance was on that, okay? But I don't believe it was very high. I don't believe that people said, oh, yeah, because he's decided, Lord Cuomo has decided, we're just going to do as we're told. Again, there's this little thing called the Second Amendment that says shall not be infringed. And I'm going to always go back to that, you know. And here's the other thing that Biden wants to have as well. Okay, he wants to be able to prosecute gun manufacturers. Okay, so the protections right now, if you know, whatever you make, and if somebody uses it in a crime, then obviously that's not the manufacturer's fault. All right. Hey, Elizabeth, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Cuomo prefers emperor. Yes, His Majesty, the Emperor Cuomo. Thank you very much for that donation, Elizabeth. I really appreciate that. But again, so he wants to take those protections away. So, and again, I said this in a stream the other day. If you do that, you open up Pandora's box, okay? Because now I can sue the spoon manufacturers because spoons are making me fat because I eat too much. And it's not my fault, it's the spoon's fault, right? So that's just a good example. Again, you know, it's ridiculous. There's no, you know, what they're trying to do realistically, because they know they're never going to get it through Senate or Congress and the Senate. They're never going to get all the things that they want to do as far as the restrictions go. They're going to do the best that they can, don't get me wrong. And he may try to do some executive orders, but again, that's going to basically come down to compliance. If you're a good little sheep and you do as you're told, you're going to do what you're told because you don't want to be the criminal. But I think a lot of people out here, a lot of patriots out here are going to be like, not doing it. Because again, if you go by what the Constitution says, not whatever president we have in at the moment says, shall not be infringed. It should not be draconian gun laws to restrict people from having the right to own and bear arms. Shouldn't be any kind of restrictions at all. Again, are there people out there that are unhinged? A ton of them. Okay. There's a ton of people that are unhinged. But who makes that determination? And so that brings me to the third thing that I wanted to bring up. He also, the supposed president elect, wants to institute nationwide the red flag law. I have a real issue with the red flag law, because basically what it means is any family member that you have can say, or somebody living in your household can say, I'm very concerned. Uncle Charlie, he seems unbalanced a little bit. He has issues, and he has all these weapons, right? So they're going to come in. They're going to take everything that Uncle Charlie owns, even though Uncle Charlie hasn't done anything, even though he's done nothing wrong. They're going to come in and they're going to confiscate everything. And here's the thing with that, just so you guys know, I hope you guys realize this. Let's say Uncle Charlie has a good stockpile of ammunition. So he's got 50,000 rounds. We'll use that nice. It's a nice round number. He's never getting that back. And if he ever gets his weapons back, he's going to have to jump through hoops, and it's going to take him forever. Okay? Forever. That's what the red flag law does. You could be a complete innocent, have done nothing wrong, but somebody that in your family that's, anti-gun or whatever the case may be, they can dictate how things go, and they can say, I'm concerned and I'm worried. That's what's wrong with the red flag law. Huge problem with that. It infringes on our rights unbelievably. Okay, and it's another tool being used to get rid of weapons. Another one to get rid of weapons. I know in New York State, I don't know about other states, if you get your medical marijuana card, you have just forfeited your right to own firearms. Any firearms. If you have, what does one have to do with the other is my question, number one. You want to get stoned, get stoned. I don't care. Knock yourself out. Have a good time. But how does that prohibit you from being able to own a firearm? I don't understand that. It makes absolutely no sense to me. That's part of the game that's being played as well. Everything that they can do, if they can sue the gun manufacturers out of business, that's what they want to do. If they can stop, people from getting those weapons and stuff like that, that's what they're going to do. It's a big game. You look if you guys remember how difficult for so long, how hard it was to try to get 22 ammo. I always bought boxes, 550 rounds at a time for the 22. Okay. That's always the way that I did it. And all of a sudden you couldn't get 100-round box of 22 ammo. It was absolutely ridiculous. So there's something else to think about. That's another way of controlling stuff. So here's something that I want you to think about. Well, just food for thought. We're going to put this one out there, food for thought. It's a great point somebody made, and I can't give credit to the person that said it because I don't remember who said it, but because I saw it on Facebook, and it was in a canning group that I'm in. Okay, so I don't remember who said this, but I wanted to talk about this because I thought it was important. How hard has it been this year to get canning jars, to get canning lids, to get all those type of stuff? I mean, anybody on here that cans, tell me how hard it has been to get those supplies this year. It has been ridiculous. I always stock up constantly. Okay. If I go into Walmart, one of the first places that I always go is into the canning section to see if they got the bigger jars. I like the bigger jars. If they have the regular cases of jars, to see if they have any lids or anything like that. Okay. There hasn't been much. This year, I may have picked up 6 cases of jars for the whole year, and that's pretty much it. Okay, it's ridiculous. So why is it so difficult to keep those in stock? What's the problem, right? We just haven't automatically had this huge explosion of everybody and their brother canning. That's not what it is. What it is, now think about this. Okay, So this is, again, food for thought. I don't want you to can. I don't want you to preserve food and put it up and be self-sufficient, right? So what is the best way, me, the one in charge, how do I stop it? I make them unavailable. Hey, Hunter Davis, new camera looks great, Ed. You truly think a gun grab could be attempted? Hold on a second. And what do you think about the potential election fraud? Thank you very much for the questions, and thank you very much for the donation. I think that they will try to do a gun grab very sneakily through executive orders, because they're still, like I said, they're not going to get things through Congress. They're not going to get them through the Senate. They might get them through Congress because, you know, they are going to control the Senate, or the House. I'm sorry, but they're not getting it through the Senate because the Republicans are still in charge in the Senate. So, and again, generally, 2 years from now, if it is indeed Biden is the president, generally whoever is in the White House, that party does not do well in the elections as far as the House and the Senate goes. So I wouldn't shock me to see the House control go back to the Republicans 2 years from now. So just something to think about, okay? But again, other channels that are currently live right now are fine. This is the only one rattling. It's rattling again? Huh, I don't know. But again, what I was talking about, if they can restrict you getting things, they control it. So, hey, L. Gibson, I agree about common sense, but one man's idea of common sense is another man's foolish ideas and deeds. You're exactly right. Exactly right. So who determines what's common sense and what is not common sense? Okay. As far as the second part of your question, I do believe there was voter fraud. There's no way, and I talked about, and I'm just going to use Pennsylvania. I'm not even talking about the other states. I'm just going to use Pennsylvania. There's no way he makes up 700,000 votes overnight with just mail-in ballots. No way. I'm not buying it. I don't believe it. You know, I don't how many. So here's a question that I would have: how many mail-in votes were there? That would be my number one question. Hey, James Hugel. Biden is planning to expand the ATF with unlimited powers. And then, hold on, we got nobody else but live. Oatmeal for the chickens. Yes, I actually thank you both for your statements, and thank you both for your donations. But yes, I have given the chickens oatmeal, and as we've actually had a warm streak, so I haven't been this week because it's been very warm, and they're doing well. They've got a lot of scraps, though. The chickens have gotten a lot of scraps. But anyway, going back to Pennsylvania again, how many? Does anybody know how many mail-in ballots that they had for just Pennsylvania? That's what I would be interested if anybody knows that number. Nope, nobody's purring next to the mic. I got 4 cats sleeping on the bed at the moment. So, cooling. It could be the cool. Yeah, I hear a fan running. So that's all I got going here. There's a fan. So nobody has any idea how many mail-in ballots were there for Pennsylvania. I'm not seeing anybody coming up with that answer. But anyway, that's part of the problem. Okay, there's no way that he made up 700,000 votes with mail-in ballots. Not in my opinion. So that's why I do believe that there's fraud being done. And again, we have to let it go through the course. That's what we got to do right now. It's not over. He has not been certified yet. Once he's certified, then that's going to be it. He's going to be the next president. Then we just got to deal with it, unfortunately. But like I said, I do believe that there was voter fraud. That's my opinion. Okay, just by what I've seen going on. When you have dead people voting, 2.2 million mail-in ballots. You know, but here's the thing: is they said, see, I don't know if I have a hard time believing it was that many in Pennsylvania, and I'll tell you why. They said countrywide, I think it was like 8 million people, 2.5 million mail-in and absentee ballots in Pennsylvania. Wow, okay, but that's still a tremendous amount of people to get made up. as far as 700,000 votes. So, but yeah, watch Antifa go berserk if Trump wins. Oh, absolutely, they would absolutely go nuts. A lot of them would be out there going absolutely crazy. So, again, I think it's something that needs to be checked into. Again, I'm going to give you my opinion once again. If they can verify that those votes are not fraudulent and Biden won that state and he won the election, then, I'll go, okay, that's what we got to deal with. Nobody else but live. I have a lot of law enforcement friends that are saying that a lockdown is coming. Oh, I don't doubt that for a moment. Absolutely don't doubt that for a moment. It's a game being, a ploy being used. Thank you very much for that statement. RC Kev, mail-in bail is still being collected today. Trump tweeted it. Wow, that's that's not good. I did not know that, but thank you for that information. I want you guys to think about something. COVID, huge numbers all over the place, right? Big numbers for COVID. What's the numbers for the flu? That's my curiosity question. What is the number of flu cases that we've had this year? Or is everything now just COVID? That would be my question. Is everything now just COVID, or is there actually flu cases as well? Something to think about. So a lot of it I find very, very interesting. I find it really interesting. Like I said, I like to study it. I like to analyze things and look through things. Again, Billy the Kid Norwood said COVID is not real. I think it's real, but again, I don't know how deadly it is because things are just not adding up. They're just not adding up. And when you had the swine flu, killed a lot more people, for the time period that it was out there, and they didn't lock down the country for that. If there's talk of another 4 to 6 week lockdown, well, so here's what they're advising Biden right now. They're advising Biden that we need to do another 4 to 6 week lockdown to save the country and save the economy. If they do another 4 to 6 week lockdown, it will completely destroy the rest of the economy. The restaurant industry is in a shambles right now anyway. These people are barely keeping their heads above water. How do you expect them to survive another 4 to 6 weeks of not being able to have their restaurants open? That would be another question that I would have, okay? Again, guys, we're back to 1.3 in the chat. And we're at 470 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask really quickly again, if you have not done so yet, to please throw a thumbs up there to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. And so the more interaction that we have, the better it is for the channel. So the more thumbs up or thumbs down, but we prefer thumbs up. So I would appreciate that for that. The third reason is I like to see a lot of thumbs up. So thank you for that reason as well. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon to get all notifications. Hey, Asif, I believe in gun control. Control where your gun is aimed. Jar control is the death of canning. It could be. James, I will take 99.6% survival rate at any time. Exactly, and I agree with you on that too. You're not hearing a huge number of deaths, all these cases, but not. And here's an interesting thought I wanted to bring up too. Hold on one second. Nobody else but live. I promise this will be my last message. LOL, it's crazy to be one that is constantly voting. Was the only one today. So why are we still accepting votes? Should have been taken the day of the election or before the election. You're right. They should not be getting more votes coming in now. They should not. Absolutely, they should not have that. That should not be an option. So here's something else I want you guys to think about. I love that. There's a lot of things that I look at and I go, it just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so you have large groups of Democrats getting together. Am I correct or not on that? I'm making an assumption. You have large groups of Republicans getting together. So most likely you have large groups of Democrats getting together as well, right? So I mean, I'm not like reaching too far, I hope. Hey, Mountain Kayaker, They are gaslighting us again with a new lockdown. Yeah, I don't like it either. I don't like it either, but I definitely see it coming. Thank you very much for the statement, and thank you very much for the donation. So here's my question. How come in the White House, the only people getting the coronavirus are Republicans? Is that something that you find interesting? I find it interesting. Ben Carson just came down with coronavirus. A couple more cases, all Republicans. When they had the one get together, the one party, what happened? All these Republicans got the coronavirus, including the president, remember? But not the Democrats. Man, that is so interesting. It's almost like it is being done on purpose, that people are being targeted. Something to think about. Like I said, just like to put that old thinking cap on once in a while, look at things and go, man, this really doesn't make sense. Do they wear masks? Don't even get me started on the mask, guys. Don't get me started on the mask. As a nurse, okay, I want you guys to, okay, so let's, as a nurse, let's talk about this, okay? My fellow nurses have been out there, they're fighting the coronavirus, right? What are they in? And I want you to think about this. They are in full protective gowns, gloves, booties, right? They have a mask on, a face shield on, right? But guess what? They are still getting the virus like crazy. But all of you out there wearing your mask around in the stores, especially when you have it down here below your nose, all those type of things, no kind of goggles on and stuff like that. You're perfectly safe, though, because you have that paper mask on. If you think that is the case, then you are more foolish than I thought. And I'm just saying, as a nurse, I'm being realistic. Does it offer some form of protection? Yes, but very little. Okay? That's the reality. That is the reality. SC Prepper, it's all planned. You know what? I don't disagree with that either. I don't disagree with that at all. Hey, Asif, why are there so few UFO sightings in DC? Oh, hold on a second. Because there's so little intelligent life there for ET to interact with. Now that's funny. That is funny. Thank you. That's a good joke. I like that. And thank you very much for the donation as well. But yeah, this is all a big game. It's all, at the end of the day, folks, realistically, I mean, let's be 100% realistic. It's about control. It is control. They're seeing how far they can push you, the American citizen or other citizens around the world, to do as you're told, like a good little sheep, not buck the system, not fight the system, just to do as you're told. And it's happening over and over and over again. Scary stuff, in my opinion. Very, very scary stuff. And we need to, at some point, say enough is enough. Now, I need to actually, I'm going to be talking about, I've heard there's been talk about a trucker strike starting the 26th of this month for 4 days, okay? What I'm going to actually be doing is I'm going to be talking to my friend, the truck driver, obviously Honey Badger 101, and I'm going to get her intake on it because obviously she's out there on the road right now. So I will be contacting her. I talked to her just the other day, but we hadn't talked about that strike. But I gotta sit down and have a conversation with her, and I want to get her feedback on what's going on as far as that goes. Is there really going to be a strike? Is it just talk, or whatever the case may be? But I'm going to tell you right now, if they implement more lockdowns and they restrict people's movements and stuff like that, and if they restrict truckers from driving and delivering goods across this country, you are going to see a whole lot of problems follow through with that. A whole lot of problems. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all. There's going to be a tremendous amount of issues with that. So it's something to keep in mind. Again, I'm going to say it, and I keep saying it, and I'm probably like I'm beating a dead horse, but I'm going to tell you, prep, prep, prep. Food, water, medical supplies, all those things, ammo, weapons, whatever you need to get them. Hey, James White. Oh, hold on a second. I put HIPAA filters in a Playlig doctor's mask. Got odd looks at Walmart last week. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Well, you whatever you need to do to make yourself feel comfortable, that's what you should do. Hey, James Hugel, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. I had heard from another driver, a lot of truckers parked along interstate today. Really? Yeah, but today would not be the day that they were doing it. I know that they're planning, like I said, from what I've heard, that they were doing it the 26th through the 29th. So, but again, with what just happened today with YouTube, that was bizarre, right? Did was that like a was that a was that a cyber attack? Was that some kind of test to see if they could take down the whole thing all over the world? Good questions to ask. I would be very curious about that. Oh yeah, truckers were honoring Veterans Day. That makes sense. Nope, that absolutely makes sense. Oh, hold on a second. Somebody said some. At the veins in your head show, you are stressed. What's up, brother? Oh, I'm not. I normal stress like anybody else. Let's see, Annie C2 or C 2018. Dad escaped from communist country Vietnam. He reminds us every day. That's good. That is very, very good. Thank you for that statement. And thank you very much for the donation. Hey, James, Agenda 21 UN, look it up. Yep, I've heard about that too. And that could be part of what's in play. That could be part of what's in play. I got to tell you guys, honestly, I have been distracted, obviously, lately. um, you know, Relationship stuff happened, and you just don't dismiss that. That just doesn't go away. But I am feeling better every day, so I just want you guys to know that, and I'll be fine. Hey, Brandon, if truckers strike, we can bet store shelves will be empty within an hour. Gas prices will skyrocket and people will riot everywhere. It would depend on how long they struck for, to be honest with you. But thank you very much. I don't disagree with that. The stores would be empty really, really quickly. But yeah, it's depending on how long they decided to strike for. So, but Alaska preppers said no turkeys can be found in Alaska. Wow. Well, did you see what they're telling people? Excuse me. They're telling people not to get together for Thanksgiving or to be outside. Like, I'm sorry, but New York, we get cold up here, and I can't see people eating their Thanksgiving dinner outside, especially if it's snowing or if it's like 30 degrees. I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's just, again, control, control, control. It's all about control. We just need to pay attention to what's going on, be ready to react when we need to be, when we need to react. That's what we need to be focusing on, to be honest with you. Just saying 3,000. The self-deluding, hold on a second. The self-deluding Biden supporters are in for a rude awakening when they find out he's a New World Order puppet, and if she's not want to know, forget her. And if she's not, don't want to know, forget her. Yeah, Biden is definitely a puppet. Definitely a puppet. Thank you very much for this statement. Thank you for the donation. Hey, Rodney, it's all planned. It's called civil unrest, order out of chaos. It was pre-planned from the get-go. If Trump stays in office, Polish Betsy, because you will need it. Polish old Betsy, because you'll need it. Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all on that, and thank you very much for the donation as well. I appreciate that. High Life, My Life. Read Albert Pike's Third World War. Okay, I will definitely look that up. Thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for the donation as well. Yeah, it's we're Fox is already reporting trucker strikes going on now. I hadn't heard that though. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna look into it more. I will definitely do a video on it. I definitely want to talk to Honey Badger first and get her take on it and see what she has to say. And we will definitely go from there. I will definitely follow up on that because that's hugely important. Ohio went to mandatory mask today. Yeah, I saw that happened too. Yep, I saw that as well. It's going to get really, really bizarre, and it's going to be very controlling very, very soon, and not in a good way. Not in a good way at all. Guys, we got 1,500 people in the chat. We're at 683 on the thumbs up. I'm going to ask again really quickly, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate that. Again, it really does help with the algorithm, so the more interaction that we have, positive or negative, it pushes us up higher. So thank you for that reason as well. And of course, the third reason is I like to see a large number of thumbs up. So thank you very much for that reason as well. Okay. So, and on that note, what we're going to do, we're going to do the egg count. So while you guys are shooting those thumbs up, and again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you for that. So let's do the egg count today, guys. What does everybody think that we ended up with eggs today? So, okay, I'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses on there. If you have the same guess as Sherry Gill with one egg, we had one egg today. So that's all we ended up with today. But again, right now the chickens are healthy. They're doing fine. They're molting. So again, I don't believe, and it's just my personal opinion. I don't believe in using artificial light if I don't have to force them to lay when they need that energy to make new feathers. And so, and obviously we have less daylight now, so they're not going to be laying as much because of that reason as well. So just my personal opinion, I generally just let them run their course. I don't need to have all the eggs right now. I don't. Now, if it is an SHTF situation, you can bet your bottom dollar I will have a light running out to the chicken coop to give them artificial light. Absolutely, because then we're going to need those eggs, especially if we end up with more people here, and trying to support all that. So, but yeah, one egg is no omelet. You're right, exactly. So, but again, right now it's not a huge priority. I don't need to have, 10, 12 eggs a day. I don't need it right now. And when I do have 9, 8, 9, 10, 12 eggs a day, I end up giving a bunch of them away anyway. So, the people that I give the eggs to right now, they're just not getting them. So, that's kind of how it goes for the moment. So, but anyway, getting back to the original topic on hand, because we got so far off the rails. Biden has a plan. He will do whatever they can possibly do to restrict your rights to own and possess firearms. That's the bottom line. They want complete and utter control. And the problem, and I'm telling you guys, and this is for me, this is one of the biggest problems with it. If they can take away and control every aspect of us in that way, we're going to be in a world of hurt, because at some point, registration, as I said before, registration leads to confiscation. So if you, as a good citizen, say, well, they're telling me I have to register, my rifles or whatever the case, whatever you have, and you go ahead and do that because you're doing, you're doing the right thing, for say, you're opening yourself up at some point in the very near future for them to come in and say, give them up. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So you need to think about that. So you have to make a decision. Do you keep what you have and put it away somewhere, bury it, do whatever you got to do, hide it, whatever the case may be, do you do that, or do you go ahead and comply and do as you're told? Again, those are individual decisions. I'm not going to tell you what you should do or what you should not do, but I'm telling you this, and this is absolutely a fact. Ask them what happened in Nazi Germany. Let's go back to that. Registration led to confiscation. That's a fact. That's what happened. That's what will happen again. Okay. If you do that, at some point, they're going to come in and say, we know you have this because you registered it. Either you give it up or you tell us where it went. The boat accident and all that. Oh, I missed the super chat in the egg count. Okay, hold on a second. Let me actually go back here real quick and look and see what I missed. Hold on a second, guys. I don't want to. It is not showing me anything. So I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. If I miss somebody with a super chat, I do apologize. Not on purpose in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. Red face means I actually don't have a red face. It's the light. I got a light right here, and I got a light right here, so that it's bright enough. So maybe that's making me look like my face is red, but it's not. Just so you know. RC Kev, are your guns registered when you buy them? No. What you have to do is when you buy something, depending on what you buy, you have to go through a background check. A lot of states now it's a background check. So you have to go through the background check. Once you pass that background check, you walk out of the store. That's not a registered. You're not registered. Okay. So just so you know, that's. But other than that, like I said, if you have a state that mandates that you do have to register certain weapons when you buy them, then you would have to at that point. That's how they would work that. But it's not registered, but they know you got them. And again, really, that depends on where how long ago you bought it, where you bought it, all that type of stuff. There's a lot of it, There's a lot of it. Just click on super chats at the top of the feed, and they'll list the top. All right, let me just hold on. No, it's not doing that. I don't know what. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry if I missed a super chat. It was not done intentionally, so it wouldn't let me go back that far to look. So, but yeah, you can't get away with the boating accident or any of that type of stuff. You really can't, especially if you've had it registered. Then you better let them know. She mentioned to lift your laptop off the bed. Hold on a second. It's the fan. Oh, Christy. Okay, thank you very much, Christy. Cricket Girl, thank you for letting me know that. My laptop is on a board. I have it on a piece of wood. It's not on the bed. Christy said, "You might super chat. The clicking is your laptop cooling fan. Prop the laptop to circulate the air, or you'll lose your laptop." Well, again, my laptop is on. It's on a board. That's what it's always been on. So it's not on the bed. So just so you guys know, I have it on a board. So, but I've had this laptop for quite a while. So yeah, I don't. That's not. So it's definitely. But it is. I hear the fan running. That I definitely hear it running. Let me see what I can. I could do this. Hold on. I'll try to prop this up in the back. Hold on one second, guys. Let me just. Then I'm going to have to adjust. No, that's not going to work. Hold on. I got to find something here. Let's see. We'll try that. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see if that turns it off. I put something underneath, so we'll see if that works. Let's see. Yeah, I put something underneath it, so it's propped up right now. So I guess that's working. But yeah, like I said, I don't put the laptop on the bed itself. It is on a board when I'm doing my streams. So it's quieter. Okay, cool. It was vibrating through the board. Okay. All right. Well, there you go. I'm sorry that was doing that. Well, we lived and learned, and we'll know for the next time, and we'll make sure that we prop it up ahead of time. So there we go. So, no, the mic is the same mic. I have the same mic that I had before, and so the mic hasn't changed. The mic, I've never had an issue with the mic. It was, the camera there for whatever reason, it died. it said I've had enough and I'm not going to work anymore. So better than water dripping though. Oh, like when I did the one video and I had the Berkey, I had filled it up and you could hear it dripping the whole time I did that video when I was doing a fireside chat. Yeah, that was always fun. But what do you think about black powder? Like I said, I'm going to tell you what. If you guys here's something we'll talk about black powder in a second. But if you can do it, if you are able to do it, get a reloader. Be able to reload whatever rounds of ammunition that you have, be it 9mm or whatever the case may be. Get a reloader and make sure you have plenty of supplies for that. Hey, Darcy. Hey, I just wanted to say I love your channel. Good information. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the donation as well. I appreciate that as well. Would you get a mandatory vaccine? No. Guys, I'm telling you, okay, they cannot make it a mandatory vaccine. They can't. Okay? They can't do it. Either you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. There's no way. I don't see them being able to do a mandatory vaccine, because again, there would be way too many people that would say, no, I'm not getting it. When you have 40% of the people said, yes, I'll take a vaccine, and 60% saying no, they're not going to force you, because if they force you, they're going to have an uprising. That's my opinion. Again, I'm giving you my opinion. You asked me my opinion. I'm giving you my opinion. I am not getting a vaccine. I'm getting no vaccine. I don't trust it in any way, shape, or form. That's what I'm doing. L. Gibson, this is the last super chat you missed, but much of his message is put up for you because I know you like it. Thank you, Rodney Musgrove. Oh, I got Rodney, didn't I? I thought I got Rodney's. Thank you very much, though, L. Gibson. I do appreciate that. Thank you. The UN has the power. Hold on a second. The UN has the power to force vaccination in the pandemic. Well, and I say to the UN or anybody else, good luck, because I'm not getting a vaccine. Not doing it. No way, no how. So my friend had her phone taken in the hospital. She had the V and several. Oh, hold on a second. And saw several things. Took two videos and they erased them. Wow. Yeah, like I said, you know what? I don't have a lot of trust in the system. I just don't. I've seen way too much. I've seen things done that should not have been done, that were not right. And it happens all the time. It absolutely happens all the time. So yeah, I don't. The plan is that if you refuse the vaccine, you go into quarantine until you agree to do it. You know what? Again, I have a hard time believing that they're going to do that. I really do. And again, how many people are they going to be able to lock up? If you know what I mean. I don't see it happening. And again, I could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% wrong. But I don't think that they can force anybody to get any kind of vaccine. Hey, RC Kev. Let's see. How many years were you forced to have a flu vaccine? I wasn't forced. Okay. We'll talk about that in a second. I want to read Peggy's comment real quick. TheVerge.com said YouTube was down around the world today. Yes. Yes, it was. All over the world for about an hour and a half, it was down. Okay. So how long was I forced to get a vaccine? I was never forced to get the flu vaccine. What they did, it was a manipulation, guys. Okay. Worked in the healthcare field. As you know, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 27 years. So I know what I'm talking about. What they would do in facilities, you had the right to refuse a vaccine, or the flu shot, but if you refused it, you had to wear a mask all the time when you were at work. And you were talking 6 months out of the year that you would have been having to wear a mask. Now, all of you now that are wearing a mask, do you like wearing a mask? Do you want to wear a mask for 8 hours a day at a job or whatever you have to do? Do you enjoy that? I didn't want to. So that's why when I was working as a nurse, I took the vaccine or the flu shot, because I didn't want to wear a mask. So Let's see. What if they say you can't go to work unless you have a vaccine? And so now you're doing way too much speculating. You're doing way too much speculating. Again, if you decide to get, if they come out with a shot for the virus, if you decide to take a shot, that's going to be an individual choice. If you decide not to, again, it's going to be an individual choice. I'm not going to tell you what you can or cannot do. Okay, so that's what you need to think about. So just so you know, I mean, we can't make assumptions of things we don't know yet. Now, if they come out with something that everybody has to get the shot, we cross that bridge when we get there. But I'm telling you right now, for me, I'm not taking a shot. I'm not doing it. Not. They have no intention of having them put something in my body that I don't want in my body. So that's just me. I'm just giving you what I'm going to do. You can do whatever you choose to do. So that's, again, free will, your individual choices. We still have rights in this country. The last I checked, anyway. Just saying 3,000, they will make you an offer you can't refuse. I love that. It's not the mafia. So, that, but I think that's funny. I like that. That's very good. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Let me see. I got somebody else said something here. I wanted to read this. I heard from a nurse. Now get the flu shot or you're fired. Really, Bryce? I had not heard. That I had not heard that one. It's exactly like the mafia. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. They already make you wear a mask. Well, there we go with that. I don't wear a mask. So nobody makes me wear a mask because I don't wear one. So again, individual choice. You guys have the free will. If you want to wear a mask, if it makes you feel safer, go ahead and take that placebo and run with it. I'm happy for you. Okay. Do what you got to do. That's, again, it's an individual choice. We all have free will. And yeah, JJ salute with my Arizona green tea. But again, individual choice. Everybody has a right to make whatever decision that they want to make. And I'm not going to tell you that you should or should not. Again, I'll tell you what I'm doing, okay? Because I'm stubborn. I'm strong-willed. I don't like being told what to do. And, and I think for myself. So, that's just kind of how I go. In Canada, no mask, no entry into any store. Well, I'm going to tell you, North Shore Preparedness, what happens here, it'll say right on the door, no mask, no entry, this type of nonsense, right? I just walk in anyway. I have not had anybody really give me a hard time. I really haven't. So, again, the mandate in New York State is if you can stay 6 feet away, you don't have to wear the mask. So that's the mandate in New York State. But everybody, they're like, oh, but you should wear the mask. So, however, whatever the percentage is, a lot of people just wear the mask because, like I said, they're just doing what they're told. I'm not real good at doing what I'm told. Never have been. So, I don't comply. I'm not, yeah, that's just, like I said, I'm not sick. I haven't been sick. The last time I got sick was November of last year. And you guys know, if anybody's been watching my channel, I was down for about 2 weeks, but that's, again, like I said, if you feel comfortable getting a flu shot, if you feel comfortable getting a COVID shot when they come out with it, do whatever you want to do. But don't tell me, because that's what you want to do, that I should do it too, because that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So, yeah, let that freak Gates take it first and his lady. Yeah, exactly. Well, what we need to do is have all the government officials take it first, because if they're so adamant that it is so wonderful, they should all take it first. So that's how I feel about that. Again, what it comes down to, and I'm telling you, the whole mask thing, I see how people are wearing the mask, okay? I see what kind of mask that they're wearing. It's not offering as much protection as you think that it is. That's what I'm going to say as a statement, okay? Does it offer some protection? Sure, okay? But again, it's really not offering you enough protection. And so that's just my opinion on it, so, but like I said, it's a placebo. It's a placebo. That's all it is. So anyway, I'm going to ask really quickly again. We're at 1.3 in the chat. We're at 877 on the thumbs up. Got to hit 1,000, guys. We got enough people in the chat today. We got to hit 1,000 thumbs up. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would ask you to do that, please, to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time for doing that. I do appreciate it. Again, it really does help with the algorithms as well. So the more interaction we have, the better it is for the channel, positive or negative, but obviously we prefer positive. Also, I like to see a lot of thumbs up, so that's part of the game too. So, if we can hit 1,000, that'll be awesome. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification to get all notifications as well. One prep container is a small apartment, just finished it, solar powered. Oh, very cool. That's awesome. The other thing that is happening right now that I want to bring up really quickly, you have a lot of people that their time is running out for not paying their mortgages, not paying their rent. You're going to be seeing a tremendous amount of evictions happening very, very soon. Okay. When that runs out, there's going to be a ton of evictions, and people are going to be in really, really hard times. And I want people to remember that, it's with everything that's going on, and it's affected so many people already. So many people have lost jobs that they cannot get jobs back. There's no jobs to go back to because those businesses have been closed forever. So many small businesses are closed forever. So many restaurants are done. Okay. And I want you to think about the trickle effect of that. So what happens when you have the all these restaurants closing, right? Well, the farmers that are growing all that produce, where do they get rid of that produce now? Because they were growing it for restaurants, for these businesses that was their lifeblood, and it's how they made their money. And all of a sudden, those businesses are all closed. They're not there anymore, or they're really restricted, so they're very limited on what they're getting. They're not having the amount of people coming in like they did before. So and it affects everybody. So who else does that affect, right? That affects the truck driver who's delivering those loads of produce, which obviously is going to affect gasoline prices, because if people aren't doing those runs and making that money, they're not out there driving. So it's a snowball effect that people don't really see. But like when one business closes, how many people and how many other people are affected by that? It is unbelievable. And that's happening all over this country. And it's not happening on a small scale. It's happening on a very large scale. So that's what people need to take into consideration as well. All right. So let's do We Are Legion really quickly right now. And so We Are Legion, we are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge family, a huge network of people. Okay. Where is everybody from tonight? Where was everybody from? We got Florida, London, Beech Grove, Indiana, Arkansas, Albany, Oregon, Tennessee, Canada. We have Georgia, Oregon. I love how you guys got to put it out there because I always say it wrong. Utah, Afton, New York, Columbus, Ohio, BC in Canada. Let's see. Nova Scotia, Rochester, New York, East Central Illinois. We have New Jersey, Connecticut, Toronto, Southern Oregon, Southeast Missouri, Florida, California, Nova Scotia, Mississippi, Prescott, Arizona, West Virginia, Montreal, Canada, Texas, Missouri, and the Ozarks. Very nice. Burton, Michigan, Mississippi, Virginia, Long Island, New York, Eastern Oregon. Let's see. Hudson, Florida, Washington. We have Roseburg, Oregon, Wyoming, California, Nevada, Halifax, Eastern Long Island again, Nowhere, Oklahoma. We have Minnesota, Keshua, BC. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. New Zealand, Arizona, Western Washington, New Mexico, Colorado, Frisco, Texas. Let's see, Central Pennsylvania, Cape Cod, Georgia. We have Pennsylvania again, Paris, Texas, Missouri, Dayton, Ohio, North Carolina, Maryland, Western Tennessee, Las Vegas, Texas now, but born and bred in Vegas. There you go. Alabama, Georgia, Iowa, Gladstone, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Spokane, Washington, North Carolina, Franklin County, Ohio, Western Maryland, Newfoundland, very cool. Mammoth, Oregon, Ulster Park, New York, Los Angeles, California, very nice. Let's see, OK, Oklahoma, Indiana, Greensville, Texas, California again, Flagler County, Florida. We have Tennessee, Webster, New York, very nice. Brookingsville, Florida, California, Winnipeg. So again, guys, we're all over the United States. We're all over the world. We're a huge family, a huge network of people. And again, if we can connect and work together and do all those type of things, we can accomplish so much. It is unbelievable what we could accomplish if we're working together. Oh, we got Honeoye Falls, New York. We have Buffalo, New York. I don't think I said those ones before. Newport News, Virginia. So again, let's work together. Let's be that family, because that's what we are. We're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference. So I hopefully we can do that. I see we hit the 1,000 thumbs up. That's cool. That is awesome. So Bluegrass State. So that would be Kentucky. Cook County, Illinois. We have Seattle. But like I said, guys, we're all over. And we're the ones that are awake. We're the ones that can make a difference when the time comes. I know, like for myself, I know there's a lot of people that are going to come to me after an event that have not prepped, that have not done anything. But it's people that I know, some of them that I trust because I've known them forever. And yeah, I'm probably going to take them in. I'm probably not taking everybody in, okay? Because you have to draw the line someplace. But again, for the most part, I'm going to try to do as much as I can to help as many people as I can. That's one of the reasons why I prep, okay? But again, we have to work together. Community, family, your group, you have to work together. Nobody else but live. We must stick together. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, a house divided cannot stand. You are 100% correct. If we don't work together and if we work apart, thank you very much for the donation as well. And thank you for that statement. If we don't work together and we try to fight each other every time we turn around, no good's going to come of it. No good at all. So, but there's a lot of people that are going to be suffering really, really soon. Ed, what is it? What is in the vaccine? Hold on a second. That was stopped at the negative degrees. Never heard of this before. I know that they're doing some kind of new stuff. I have no idea. I have no idea what's in it. Like I said, the trials are not, I know there's been a lot of volunteers that have taken a different stuff. Like I said, I'm not taking anything. I don't need to have anything, especially when you have such a high survival rate. If it was 50-50, if you had a 50% chance of dying, you probably would see a lot more people lining up to take a vaccine. But, it's just that's not going to be the case. Just saying 3,000. Pretty sure it's live. Live? Oh, live, not live. Okay, live. I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize. Thank you very much for straightening that out, and thank you for the donation. Yeah, I heard that some people were dying from the vaccine. I have heard that as well. Again, are people being the experimental ones? That absolutely people are being experimented on with that. Buds of Pessmol, check your iPhone and see if you got most recent iOS update for COVID exposure notification. It's in your app list. Okay, well, thank you for that information, and I will definitely. I don't have an iPhone, but I have a Samsung. But I'm sure that they probably have something in there as well. But anyway, what I want to do really quickly here, I want to thank my moderators who just do a tremendous job at keeping the chat clean. You guys are absolutely awesome. And so I appreciate all of you. And thank you very much for doing that. Okay. You know, there's a lot of idiots. So, you know, I know you guys are working hard, making sure that the chat is clean. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, that do that. Nobody else but Liv. Um, it's okay. I have a small channel. As long as we are getting word out and staying strong, I will answer to anything. Okay. All right. So live it is, not live. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Um, Guys, I want you to remember it's really important. We really truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. And as soon as we can realize that and realize how badly we have been played for so many years with the hatred of each other over race or religion or whatever the case may be, just because somebody looks different, it's so ridiculous to feed into that. And if we can focus on what the true problem is, which is the people that we put in office and giving them unlimited power and they think they can do whatever they want to do, that's the true problem. Okay. When we can focus on that, then we're going to be in a better place. But in the meantime, all the infighting and all the stupidity, that's exactly what they want. So you're doing exactly what the powers that be, that real power, the people that are in control, you're doing exactly what they want you to do. And that's hate each other, which is stupid. Just saying 300, never leave the table while you're hot. Right? Thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that too. Um, Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that you tell the people that you care about every single day how you feel. Okay? Um, Again, we just never know. Also remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that is going to stop you from reaching that goal is you. All right. He walked over, so I figured I would grab him. That's the only one that can stop you. Stay positive, guys. Stay away from that negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right. Stay away from negative people. All they want to do is bring you down. Okay. Mr. Max is the man. He's very, very loyal. That cat is so loyal. It's unbelievable. But yeah, so like I said, 4 cats on the bed, 2 dogs on the floor. You know, they want to be near me. So that's okay. I like them. So I'm used to it. But anyway, remember, I'm going to say it one more time. Registration leads to confiscation. Don't forget that, because that's important. Okay. You have to make a choice. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm just telling you right now, that is what will happen if that is the case. So just be ready, guys. Continue to prep. Do the best you can. You know, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. And when the shoe drops, we got to deal with the cards that we have. And hopefully you got some good cards in your hand. You know, the more prepared you are, the better your situation is going to be in a post event. That's just realistic. Okay. So I will see you all tomorrow. You know, we had to do this much later than normal, but, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. But we got it in 2 takes. They stopped us on the first one because they didn't like what we were saying, but we got the second one in, so that's a good thing. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.